folks, welcome to the latest instalment of the Brothers Weekly Wrap. This week we come following the major semi-final round at Barlow Park. They kicked off with our under-18s as they took on minor premiers Tully Tigers in the grand final qualifier. It was a pretty open game of footy. Both sides used the football pretty freely, and it was fairly end-to-end for the most part, and the game itself was in the balance right until the end. I thought for the first stint of the game, we were probably the better side, but we just couldn't quite convert to points. But in saying that, that was full credit to Tully and their desperate defence as well to try and snuff out any half chances that we were creating. I think we were probably a little bit guilty of trying to be a little bit too pretty at times and come up with the big play, and just went a little bit away from what worked so well to get us to a certain point, and then yeah, we come up empty-handed a number of times. In saying that though, final scoreline of 32 points to 26, we were certainly far from disgraced, and the game was, as I said, right in the balance until the final siren. But unfortunately that means that Tully goes through to the grand final, and this week we will meet Innisfail Leprechauns in a do-or-die battle. Hopefully we can put in the sort of performance that we did when we last played Innisfail in the final fixture round, where we were able to rack up a pretty comprehensive win. No doubt it'll be a different Innisfail side that we take on this Sunday, but hopefully our under-18 side can put their best foot forward and come away with a good win. Okay. That then led into our reserve grade game. They faced an elimination final where they took on arch rivals, Kangaroos. Roos got the chocolates last time the two sides came together, but this weekend we certainly put our best performance on the paddock, and we were able to run away pretty convincing 40 points to 20 winners. It was a pretty entertaining game of footy. Our guys played really well. I think Cullen will maybe be a little disappointed with the 20 points that we did leak. If we intend to go any further and make some noises, then we just probably need to fix up those couple of lapses in concentration defensively. But we certainly moved the ball well to come up with those points. It'll be a different side for reserve grade that takes the field this weekend as well. They'll be without the services of Corey Child, who's been pretty enormous for them over the last month since he dropped back to reserve grade. Unfortunately, due to the amount of A grade matches that he played throughout the season, where he's pretty enormous in the A grade games, he unfortunately is far over his quotas. So having had the win against Kangaroos, that now pits our reserve grade side against another minor premier in Tully this weekend in the grand final qualifier, the preliminary final. Win gets them through to the big dance the following week, while the loss sees at the end of what has been a pretty good season. That brings us to the A-grade clash in an elimination final against Ivanhoe's. Unfortunately, we were just nowhere near good enough on the day. We executed poorly, and we were just outgunned, out-enthused by a side that basically just, they performed better on the day. I've got to give full credit to Coach Benny Rowder and his playing group. They went out, they executed their game plan, and they were patient with what they did, and they got the results. Unfortunately, it's cost us our season, and yeah, it's been pretty disappointing actually, given the quality of the side that we had on the paddock. We just weren't good enough on the day. I know post-game, or at half-time and in post-game, there's probably a lot of perplexed players and coaching staff in the dressing rooms, trying to come up with a few answers on how to invigorate our guys, but unfortunately we weren't able to, and we've come up with the loss, which has ended our season. The saddest thing of the whole deal though is that it spells the end to a bit of a stalwart of not just brothers but of rugby league in Cairns district competition, and that's our club captain Robbie Swain. It draws a curtain on what's been a fantastic career. Played across a couple of clubs in several positions, and it's taken him all the way to higher rep honours with Queensland Rangers sides, numerous NQ Marlins, and of course Foley Shield winning sides as well. So sad way for Swainey to bow out. Such a champion of the game, probably deserved a little bit better than to bow out in straight sets, but unfortunately everyone doesn't get that fairy tale ending. And so just on Ivanhoe's, I think if they're able to put the same performance in again this weekend when they take on Tully, then certainly there's a grand final appearance at their beckoning. So to all sides that remain in the hunt for a grand final appearance and for premierships across all the grades, best of luck this weekend and the following weekend in the big dance. And until next week, go the fish.